Welcome back, guys.
People are probably wondering, why is Corey sweating already?
Too much fun. So we have Andreas David with us. Thank you so much for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you are from Germany.
Yes, I am.
And tell us more about yourself. I mean, a lot of our customers, or watchers rather, probably already know you, but yeah. I mean, I'm even interested, like, what's the story of Andreas David? How did you end up here being a world-class musician?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm a professional musician. Started with guitar, and then later I picked up the banjo and the mandolin and the ukulele. But for many, many years, the 5-string banjo was my main instrument, and I played bluegrass all around the world. And I think it's like 24 years ago when I picked up the ukulele, and I found a video of Ohta San, where he was playing a great rendition of Girl from Ipanema. So I just transcribed that and learned it. And a couple of years later, I was playing in Frankfurt at the music show for a German guy who was a German Kala distributor. And there I met Mike Upton, the boss of Kala, with his U-bass. And Mike invited me to come to the NAMM show in 2010. That was the first time there I met all of you guys. And then I came to Hawaii and I met John, and this is how it started. This is actually the year 2010 where I took the ukulele very serious, and I would say now, 13 years later, I'm not playing bluegrass anymore, I'm not playing banjo anymore, I'm only playing ukulele.
And you have Guta ukulele?
All right, yeah, in 2015 I thought, why is nobody in Germany selling those nice ukuleles from Hawaii? So I came back to the NAMM show and to Hawaii and started buying some KoAlohas and some Kanile'as, and have my shop, Gute Ukulele. It started very small, and it really grew over the last years because the ukulele got pretty popular in Germany. So, and I'm one of the shops, the very few shops that sells good ukuleles. This is, I mean, for the American audience, Gute Ukulele means good ukulele. That's the name of the shop, and that's the name. This is my philosophy. So I only carry ukuleles that I really like.
What are some of the brands that you carry? So
it's, of course, KoAloha, Kanile'a, KoAloha. I carry Pono, of course. I'm really looking forward to the new Master Series. I have the Maestro ukulele from Singapore. I have the Rebels, the guys from Thailand who are making the opios for KoAloha. And I have a French guitar builder that also doubles on making ukuleles, Maurice Dupont. He is pretty famous in the gypsy jazz scene, and so he is making ukuleles in this Selma Macaferi style and some other stuff.
Very cool. So I saw that you have a book, or actually a couple books that you put out.
I put out 2 books, that's true.
This is like 12 years ago or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually the first book is the workshop that I used to give. It's a starter beginner workshop, so where I just teach the 6 chords in C. But I always, as a professional musician, I always try to, even with a C chord and the first chord change to F, try to teach the people a good technique, so that when they fret the F chord, that both fingers arrive at the same time, and not the index finger first and then followed by the middle finger and stuff like this. Or in the E minor, this is the typical way of grabbing E minor in the beginning, and I always try to teach them right up front to put the fingers down at the same time. So this workshop then turned into the book. And the second book just picks up where the first book ended, and then some more chords come in, and even this. That's the Herb Ohta intro of Girl from Ipanema. Even that is in the book.
Ooh,
so it's getting pretty complicated. Yeah.
Can you teach us that here?
Yeah,
now?
Of course.
Okay.
So the chords are. It's it looks like a C6, but it's actually, if you would hear a bass note, then Corey, can you play an F? Like a low, yeah. So that's an F major 9, going to E flat 7, going to G minor 7, and C7 flat 9, flat 9. So that's the chords. So, but the funny stuff is with this percussion thing. So he is imitating the cabasa, this instrument, this rhythm instrument from Brazil, by sliding down the fretboard with a finger, and it helps if you have a long fingernail. I have acrylic on my fingernails, so therefore it's for me it's fairly easy to produce a nice sound. And then you tap. I don't want to ruin the finish. Tap with your finger on the top, and then with your knuckle. It's either, I think Ohta San is doing it with the index finger. I'm doing it with a middle finger. So it's without a rhythm. It's you strum a chord, then you stretch down, tap. So I would start like this. That you could start with that. The problem in the beginning is to hit the space between the strings, that you're not sliding down on a string, because then it doesn't make any noise. So slow, it's 1. Okay, so it's a quarter note, and then you have 8 notes. Then you change the chords. So that was actually the first thing that I heard from Ohta San back then, and it was so, I was like, in the beginning, because I didn't watch the television back then, I just heard that sound and I thought he's doing playback, because I heard these chords and heard the percussion at the same time. I thought, like, what is he playing playback on a video? Doesn't make any sense. And then I saw that he's doing it all on his own, and that started me to take the ukulele very serious, because this was just amazing.
How long ago was this?
This was, I think, in 2000. 23 years ago. He's even, I think I cannot play that, but he's playing, at the end he's playing, chord melody style, but of course, oops,
with his percussion.
This is just amazing stuff.
Yeah, he was one of the pioneers.
Yes, yeah.
So, do you think it's easier? I mean, well, like, what are the challenges coming from banjo?
Banjo, the biggest problem playing banjo is you have to play fast, because you're playing the 16th notes, all no sustain, and you know the job of the banjo player in the band is, you know, bass player is boom, 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 boom. Guitar and mandolin are doing 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and doing the 16th notes all the time. And bluegrass is a fairly speedy music, so it's not rare that you have like 320 beats per minute, 340 beats per minute. It's like, and you do this for 5 minutes in a row. So that's the biggest problem. So you have to constantly practice your speed, because otherwise you just drop dead.
But transitioning to ukulele?
I mean, it helped that I played guitar, you know, so I'm familiar with this tuning, which is not that far away from a banjo tuning. If you tune that string down a note, the full tone, then it's the same as the 4 strings with the banjo. Then you have the high strings. So actually, the re-entrant tuning, this is a low G now, but with the re-entrant tuning, I could arrange some of the banjo tunes pretty well with a high G. I think years ago, when I came to Hawaii the first time, you did a recording with a Pono Pro Classic, where I played this what's his name, Blackberry Blossom with a high G. So it's similar. It's a bit different, because on a banjo the highest string is the highest note. So obviously the high G is not the highest note in the re-entrant tuning, but it's similar. So you can use it you can use this melodic style, how it's called, on a banjo, fairly good on the ukulele.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're a low G player coming from the banjo, because
the low G comes from playing guitar.
Oh, right.
When you play gypsy jazz, I need a wider range. So
you don't do as much of the claw hammer style.
No, I didn't do it on the banjo either.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like
Finger
to listen
picks.
to it, but it's just I'm the finger pick guy.
You always play with finger picks?
On the banjo, yes.
No, on the ukulele.
On the ukulele, it's either or. It's when I play like we just played gypsy jazz, I take the gypsy jazz pick, which is a Dutch guy called Wegen. It's Wegen. Wegen. I think the pronunciation.
Wow, that's
is
a
Wegen.
fat pick.
It's 5 millimeters.
I used to buy the mandolin picks from him.
He makes great stuff.
Yeah.
So he has thinner ones. He has like 2.5 millimeters and even thinner. But I like it's called fat tone. Guess why? I really like this, and I really like the grip. So it makes it easier for me to play that kind of music. And if I play anything else but but gypsy jazz, I'll play with a thumb pick. So I can just do the rolls that I do on the banjo. But I can also single string on the banjo, so you use your thumb and your index finger. And I on the ukulele, for some reason, because you don't strum on a banjo, so I used the index finger for strumming. After a while, I found out I didn't even realize that I don't use alternate picking my index finger anymore.
Oh, you go straight to the middle?
My middle finger, because the index finger is like busy with strumming, so for the rest I take the other fingers. It makes it makes sense, if you have if you have 4 notes in a row, I would use 4 fingers. So each finger has 1 string. So if I do this alternating roll, which is like the basic banjo roll, where you alternate with your thumb. So the C string that normally I would use the index finger for, the C string is plucked by the thumb. So I just, this is on hold. I use the other 2 fingers. But most people would use these 3 fingers. I like this better now, after 12 years of playing, 13 years of playing ukulele.
Same thing as if you used the nail on your thumb.
Yeah, this was pretty hard for me in the beginning because I'm so used to using a thumb pick. On banjo, you have to use picks for the sound, otherwise it will not sound. And I came from guitar and played this, this Chet Atkins stuff,
yeah.
Travis style. So I also used the picks. So when I started playing ukulele, I naturally used this thumb picking, because otherwise I would have to angle the thumb differently, and this is totally unnatural. I cannot play like this, like a classical guitar player would play. I always play like this because I have this thing here sticking out.
Is that how Chet and most of the guys did it?
Yeah.
Corey does it without a thumb pick, right?
Oh, because I don't like using I need a rounded edge, and not a lot of people have thumb picks with rounded edges like this.
Yeah. It's
so
true.
I usually just use my thumb.
Yeah, and you have this different angle. You see that? When you see your thumb, it's more angled like this, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fun.
And I cannot hold my thumb like this.
I actually hold it like sideways. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I can't do
it's
that.
It's not classical way. But it's still a bit more like this. So I always. So this is how I started playing ukulele, and then I had problems with my fingers, of course, because they are not loud enough. And on the banjo you use metal finger picks, but they are bent that way, so you can pluck, But I mean, you can pluck upwards, so you could never strum because it will rip off the pick. So I try, and the metal pick makes funny noises on the not metal strings. On the banjo it's fine, but on the nylon or fluorocarbon strings it always make this up
the
front.
Clicking sound. Yeah.
So I tried it without picks, but then the thumb was louder than my fingers, of course. So I don't know who it was. Like it's 13 years ago. Somebody said to me, "Why don't you go to a nail studio like classical guitar players sometimes do, and just get some acrylic on your fingers?" And ever since I do this, my wife hates that.
But they're powerful, right? I
yes,
mean, you get more power than your actual nail.
Get more power, and the good thing is because I always played classical guitars for not very long, but I had a female classical singer, so I played a lot of in these 2 years. I played a lot of classical guitars, and they always play with fingernails, but they always broke. And closing a car door or whatever with a so, and with this acrylic it's always the same circumstance that it's always the same length, so I don't have to get adjusted to shorter nails, longer nails. It's always the same.
Well, you have to trim them as they grow out, right?
Yeah. So I'm a good customer of my nail studio. Go there every 3 weeks, and of course you have to file them down because they grow, but it's easy.
Are you still teaching? Is that still
no? I started years ago. I started a website with videos, but in German, because you have like James
even
Hill.
Your book, I don't think it's translated, huh?
No. It was translated to Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was this company, I forgot her name, the wife of Mimmo, the Aquila guy.
Yeah.
She had a company in Italy, and we met in Frankfurt at the show. And when I just got the first issue of my book from my publishing company, so we talked about it. I forgot her name, and she said, "Oh, we need this in Italy." And then I connected her with my publishing company, so they translated it to Italian, but it took them so long because they were very slow that this lady was not working for the company anymore. So there's only one issue in Italian. I have it at home, and that was it. Besides that, it's in German, and that's the idea, because there are so many books or online video lessons from James Hill, for example, that are already great. So there's no, actually, I saw no need to do something the same, but there's nothing in German so far. That's why I started it.
How's the market over there? I mean, or the ukulele community? It's
fairly big. I would say it's not as big as England. I think in England we have still more people playing ukulele, but it's growing. You have something like we call Stammtisch. This is like the round table in a pub, where people just meet and play and sing and jam along. You have this in almost every city in Germany so far.
Wow,
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really good. And this is something I really like about the ukulele scene. I'm playing gypsy guitar and banjo for years and played on thousands of festivals. But have you ever seen a jam session with acoustic guitars where they just get together and sing songs? No, I haven't seen that. We had in Berlin, we had a bluegrass session for a year or so. So all the bluegrass instruments came together and played bluegrass songs. But they're just, normal guitar players meet and sing songs together. I haven't seen that. And on ukulele, it's totally normal.
Yeah, it's a different community, right?
Yeah. It's a different person. Guitar players are like, no, I don't want to play with other people.
Right.
I don't want to show off my secrets.
I want to play it by myself and you watch me.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm not like that. I want to play with everybody.
I always thought like there was a little bit more ego in general, like in the guitar community.
Yeah, maybe ego, but maybe also fear. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think,
in openness with ukulele people.
Yeah. I mean, it's
unafraid to make a mistake.
One chord,
that,
and you can already sing the first song.
You were talking earlier about how beginners, like when they go to do the E minor, do it. Like, can you talk more about things you see in beginners that can be rectified or made easier?
I'm a huge fan. In the beginning, when I teach the first chord, C chord, I'm a huge fan of using the index finger, the pinky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know that many people teach to take the ring finger, but there are a couple of reasons not to use the ring finger, or the other way around. There are a couple of reasons to use the pinky. One of the main reasons, I've seen so many when I years ago when I taught a lot, I had like 20-25 students a week. And most of them already started learning ukulele, and then after a certain time they came because they couldn't get any further. So what I've seen a lot was this, and they were so used to pointing out that pinky far away that it was almost impossible to bend them again. So the first reason to use the pinky is that you keep it where it's supposed to be. And if you want to be a bit more advanced, your forefingers should be fairly equal in strength and flexibility and everything. And of course, in normal life, you don't use the pinky as much. So if you train the other fingers even more when you learn ukulele, this is getting weaker and weaker, or they're getting stronger and stronger, and the difference between will get bigger and bigger. But we want it the other way around. So these are two reasons, and another good reason is when I teach the chord change to F, I pay a lot of attention that they put down the fingers at the same time. That to do that, in order to be able to do that, you have to have the fingers lined up where they're supposed to go. So if you have your fingers here, of course your index finger will be quicker because the string is closer. So when you fret the C chord with a ring finger, then this is fairly a stretch for beginners because they cannot, put the middle finger so far away from the index finger. So they feel this tension, so they don't do this. They do this. And another thing, what I see when people are teaching the chord change from C to G7, so you do two things. The goal is still you have to arrive at the same time with all fingers. So what you do here is you slide back with your ring finger, and you put the other two fingers down. This is like I'm teaching somebody to do this. You're doing two different motions, sliding and putting fingers down. So if I use the index finger and my pinky, I can prepare the G7 chord. Although this is quite stretchy as well, but I have the G7 already lined up, and when it comes, I just put it down and lift the index finger, the pinky. I always call it the index. So. So there are good reasons for me to use the pinky. There's no reason to use the ring finger, except that it might be easier for the beginner. But if I always say, or I used to say to my students, if you only want to learn the C chord, and when you're fine with that, use whatever finger you want. If you want to learn more than the C chord, use the pinky.
That's the first time I've ever seen that approach. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense too.
Although
when you go to the G7, picking up your pinky would still be the kind of, patting, rubbing at the same time, maybe. Or I don't know. It's like you still have to remember to do that.
It's just my philosophy. I always try to. I mean, the thing is, you have to get your fingers down at the same time when you fret a chord, no matter how complicated the chord is. And this is the mistake that I see the most, is that you kind of
one at a time deal.
Do that. And the funny thing is, when you practice that, you can get quicker and quicker and quicker doing that, but you will never be able to put them down at the same time because you're not practicing that. You're practicing a different motion. This is like you want to learn Chinese and you go to a Japanese school. It's not going to work. You will end up, speaking Chinese. It's not a good comparison because being able to speak Japanese is also nice, but it's not. If your goal is something different, then you're not going to achieve it if you don't practice it. So if you do that faster and faster and faster, you only will be able to do that very fast, but you will not be able to do that.
So you want to have those shapes formed right off the bat.
Exactly. And again, the key is preparation. So like the most complicated song in my workshops, beginner workshops, and in the book is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, of course, where you have C, E minor, and then this strum. So that's fairly complicated for a beginner. So you have to be really quick with your fingers. So then you learn how important it is to prepare your fingers well. So again, if I have the C chord with my pinky, I can put these fingers exactly in the E minor shape already, 1 fret below, of course. So the change from C to E7 to E minor is very, very quick, and there's no motion. Can do it in any speed. But the key, of course, is to line up your fingers like this before.
Playing with the C with your pinky, is that something you did right when you picked up the uke, or is that something you
I really cannot remember anymore, but I think I did.
Because I know for some ukulele players the pinky's hardly even in there at all.
Yeah.
So
being a professional musician, I needed my pinky in every instrument, and as Corey knows, when you play a G, which is the equivalent on a guitar, where's your pinky? Yeah. Probably on the E string, right?
Usually.
Or do you take your ring finger? And some people do that on a guitar as well, but on a guitar it's more. Yeah. And as I played, and if you play bluegrass, you do exactly what you do. So you're not on a bluegrass guitar player would not play an open B string on the G chord. So you always have those 2 fingers down. And
why is that?
Because of the sound. You want this 5th, this power chord. You don't want the 3rd, the open G. So this is that stuff. And this is why I think I was used to using my pinky on the G chord, and this is the G chord on the ukulele. So this is how it started. And when I started teaching, I found out that is a very effective way to change chords.
That would lead us into that Tommy Emmanuel tune, huh?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Gonna
do some tuning.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. was
fun.
That was
That
good.
was very fun.
It was good.
And painful. But I'm just kidding.
Why?
No, that's a lot of pull off.
Yeah. I found that was the best version so far.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
So Corey's been kind of like working that out for a little while now, right?
Yeah.
The last year or so you've been...
Did the
Very good.
Got to see Tommy Emmanuel when he came down.
that was insane.
Such
Yes.
an amazing performer.
Yeah.
Solo, just
so much energy
instrumental
on stage.
guitar, and he just
Yeah.
rocks the house like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Even more powerful than I expected, and I
Yeah.
knew it was going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to protect Tommy Emmanuel at all costs. He can't go anywhere. He has to. Yeah. How he's in his 60s and he's still like touring the world and
Oh, that's still
so
young.
much energy.
Yeah, he's got plenty of
He's
time.
not slowing down. It's crazy.
Yeah.
His thumb is still just.
Yeah.
Andreas, you know that the strumming that you're doing there, it's I guess like maybe a typical bluegrass type strum, but looks like mostly your wrists and your first finger there, and then you're kind of accenting.
Right.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's I think it's more it comes from the guitar playing in bluegrass. So what I do is, can I have a high G ukulele for a second? Because it sounds much better with a high G.
We have this vintage soprano here.
No, no, I ruined it.
True, authentic ukulele experience.
So what I do is, you know, if you this is one of the things I like to teach. If you strum like, it's not only true for country, but of course especially for bluegrass and country. If you strum at the same spot of the ukulele of the neck, and if you strum across all four strings the whole time, it's okay, but it's not. I mean, nobody would like start snipping your finger to that. But if you do that, then it gets more alive. So what I do is it's like old banjo players, I mean tenor banjo players already did this 200 years ago, you know, the figure 8 stroke. So you kind of do an 8 on your strings, like,
Oh, that's brilliant.
and so this is something that you really have to work on, because getting this up to speed is pretty hard, and you have to pay attention that the two circles of the 8 have the same size. So most people have problems like this one is very big and this is very slow, or small, or the other way around. So it's like you do the upstroke always here where the neck meets the body, and so this is either. So, and you have to pay attention that if you strum down, you go into this direction, you come up here, go into this direction, and then go back to this direction. Most people do it like this, and then they're here and can't get back. So this is something that you have to work on first to get. And as I always say, exaggerate the distance, because if it's getting faster, it will get smaller anyway. So if you start like this, there's no way to get it even smaller. So. And then accent the backbeat. And the next thing is you have to work on that separately, that you don't strum across all four strings all the time. So I do a downstroke, of course, so I still like try to hit my fingers here. This is an exercise that I always tell the people, try to, not do this, because you have to follow that up with an upstroke. So if you do this because you only want to hit 1 or 2 notes and you're here, you're not going to be able to do an upstroke. So it is a downstroke and an upstroke, but it's kind of, I feel like I'm coming from behind the neck and strum it that way or that way. It's a bit exaggerated, but to get the idea. And I mix this up with all 4 strings, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Oops, sorry, 3 and 1. And once you get this down, then you can combine the figure 8 with this. It.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of, as you can see when I do it slow, there's a lot of arm involved. Many people, this is one of the most made mistakes, besides not taking the pinky for the C chord, is that the people only use the wrist and never use the arm. But you lose a lot of speed when you don't use the arm. Of course, the arm gets the movement of the arm gets smaller and smaller and smaller the faster it gets. But in the beginning, if I play slow, it's really like, I'm really like moving the forearm up and down. And when I speed it up, it looks like it's only the whisper. It's not. It's still there. And this brings the tone and the speed.
So it's almost like your arm at whatever speed is almost doing the same thing,
yes.
But the wrist is what speeds up.
Yeah. And you can get the accent with the wrist. You just move a bit faster or harder. And again, if you practice it slow, just exaggerate the accent, because when it gets faster, it's there. I wouldn't play like this in a song. If the song had a tempo, I wouldn't accent that strongly. But if I practice it slow, you still hear the backbeat when it's getting faster.
So you feel like practicing it a little bit more exaggerated helps you get the technique, and then you dial it in.
For accents, definitely, yes.
Very cool. I mean, that's a lot to work with. It's a lot to practice, especially when you are mixing all 4 strings with.
Thanks, Kalei.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Figure 8. Have you guys heard of that?
No. That's interesting.
Banjo stuff.
It simulates like a percussion instrument a little bit more with the variance of the.
Exactly.
You get a really good chunk when you get more towards the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Where the tension is higher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're not even teaching anymore.
No, I mean, you can subscribe my website.
Oh, okay. So if you subscribe to your website, then you have lessons on there.
There are videos on it.
Videos on there.
And
tutorials.
Yeah. Corey is on it as well.
Oh.
Can you remember? Like years ago, when the shop was in Kaka'aku, we did this very small, very short video with a
I don't remember. This is pre-COVID?
Yes.
Everything after COVID, I don't remember anything before it.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like my memory is already bad.
Yeah.
So it's like double whammy.
Yeah, gotta empty the hard drive, man.
I didn't even realize. It's like, oh wait, we're already at the end of the first month of 2023.
You're right.
I didn't even realize. Like, right, that's right. It's 2023.
Yeah, it is.
Days just keep rolling.
Yep. It all just mashes into one, and it's just like it gets dark and then it gets light. It's Saturday.
Were you guys teaching something on that, or you were just playing?
What do you mean?
Oh, with what you recorded at KoAloha.
Yeah, I have this. I had the idea, but then COVID came of doing this like 5 minutes with, and then always like do 5 minutes with another ukulele player. So it's not only me on my website, but also my friends. So I started with Corey, and he was just doing this, whatever it was, this Hawaiian vamp melody, like. Something like this.
That's the one.
So,
okay.
Yeah, right. Like 5 minutes long.
You know what probably wiped us out was trying to figure out the Bach piece. For like
Yes. Yeah, right.
Do you still have the video?
I have some snippets. So we have to.
You guys want to give it a shot?
Oh, no. I don't even remember how it starts.
It was on a baritone. Also, so baritone.
It's okay. We have a baritone.
Yeah, I'm afraid you would say that. I cannot remember any.
I don't remember all the fingerings. I have to look at the video again. But when do you leave?
Next week, so forget it. But next year.
We have time.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year we do the Bach piece.
I have another 365 days of practice.
I need them.
He'll wait till
I need all of them.
He'll wait till the week before. But
Oh, damn it!
Fairly hard.
Wait, it's January 15th, 2024? What? Jeez.
are you gonna come at the same time next year?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully NAMM will happen.
Well, NAMM this year is in April.
I know,
I just booked for 2 days. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but yeah.
No, I wouldn't do either. But for me, Hawaii is more important than NAMM, so I decided to skip NAMM
I
this
thought
year.
maybe they were going to just go with.
vacation.
Are they going to go back to January?
Yeah, that's what they pronounced on the
okay.
website. It said it's the last weekend in January next year. So I already booked my apartment here on Hawaii for the time after NAMM. So
The one that went up in price, like
yes,
double.
yeah, it's not double, but it's
Almost double.
it's a lot.
What went up?
The price per day.
Yeah,
For
my apartment.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean everything got more expensive. Ukuleles, apartments.
gas.
Shucks.
Yeah, food.
Air is getting expensive. It's like it's more expensive to breathe every day.
at least with ukulele, it's not like a subscription or something. Yeah, it's like, once you buy it, it's
Yeah,
yours.
it's yours. Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Before this, you were doing just musician.
Yeah.
That's rough, huh? Or no? I mean, as far as to make your living, no, I guess
No, I
not
was-
if you got good solid gigs.
I was pretty lucky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you mix that in with like doing workshops and whatnot. Yeah.
Back then, I was still teaching, doing workshops, and gigging.
With banjo originally.
Actually, yes. In the beginning, my own bluegrass band, I played banjo and mandolin and dobro. And then for a couple of years, I played with a pretty famous, it's kind of a cabaret comedy trio that sing. And it's always very, very funny. And they're pretty famous in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. And I played 6 years with them, playing like every instrument that you can possibly think of, with ukulele and lap steel guitar and blah blah blah, because they were playing music from all over the
How many different instruments do you play?
It's actually guitar, banjo, mandolin, and dobro, and lap steel, pedal steel is more or less the same, and ukulele. That's it.
And Brigina and Cavaquinho and
Not
Viola.
really playing.
cello.
Yeah, cello. I wish I could.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a hard one. No bow. I tried it with a fiddle, back then when I was at 18, and I played guitar, then banjo, then mandolin, and I could pick up that fairly easy. So I thought, playing bluegrass, I need to learn fiddle, and then it was this. It's like, where are the frets? And how can I get a nice tone out of an open string? It was just forget it.
It's pretty brutal listening to people learn on violin or any of the bowed.
Yeah, I didn't have the patience. It was just not my instrument, with this thing here. The position was not nice, and it was right next to my ear. And
how do you not get neck issues with? Yeah, but
it's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing when it's done right.
If somebody can play, but it was not for me.
Yeah.
So we do this game over here once in a while. We've done it before, and I didn't actually bring a proper blindfold, but I'm gonna try to use a T-shirt if that's okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna blindfold you, and then we're gonna put different ukes in your hand.
Okay.
And you're gonna guess size, brand. You can go for the woods too.
Oh, this is going to be complicated.
Yeah. It's not easy. I mean, I don't expect you to get it right. Yeah. So you can feel around it, but headstock is off limits because that's going to be too obvious.
What about the tuning keys?
Well,
like,
yeah, I guess. I mean,
don't touch the headstock.
Don't touch it.
If you need to tune it, but it should be. We'll try to tune it before.
Any last words?
Oops. Okay. It's fairly light. Gloss finish. Fairly big neck. I mean, wide neck. not allowed to. I wanted to tune. Sorry. I have to tune. It's very light. It has a pretty wide neck, but thin. Maybe Kanile'a.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Hey, good job.
You're right. It's a. But what model is it though? Exactly.
Can I feel the inlays here?
What's the serial number?
What's the serial number? Okay, wait. Let me smell on it.
27559.
All right, you ready?
Yep. What is this? Ooh. Wow. This is very vibrant. Whew. Flat back. That's a tough one. So I have no idea. It sounds like sounds like a spruce top, something like strong high end. So no Koa. Still has warmth. So that's a tough one. What could that be? Do I carry that brand?
You did get part of the wood correct.
Okay, that's good. But I'm not allowed to touch the headstock, so I mean I'm a bit confused about the wood, but you sometimes have very special models because the sound is so strong.
I'll give you a hint. We put on the low G.
I would say I'm a bit confused about the wood, but I would say KoAloha. Yeah.
What size?
Ha! Again. It feels so slow. So small. So again, it's not a tenor. It's a concert. Hey.
So you did get one of the woods correct. It does have.
It has a spruce top. Okay.
Actually, but that's only half of it.
Yeah, I should fill you up for this.
Okay.
Have you seen this model?
No. Wow.
So this.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a limited run of the red labels they did with half spruce, half cedar, and then half walnut, half maple.
That was crazy.
Killer sound, right?
Killing sound.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, we gotta
one more.
Put you under again.
Oh. This is more heavy. This is bigger. So I would say it's a tenor.
Right.
Do I carry that company?
I don't know if you carry that.
Okay.
They're very popular.
Okay. They're very popular. If it's a Kamaka, I wouldn't recognize because I don't carry Kamaka.
Oh, but it is.
Huh?
It is.
It is. See. Okay.
And by the way, we just got in about a half dozen of really nice deluxe Kamakas, so look out for that, guys, to come up in video soon.
You don't know this one.
Oh, voila. Oh, what is that? Oh, wow. Sorry. So that's a baritone. It's a satin finish, I would say.
I changed the strings on that one from the stock set.
No idea. I would say, I mean, satin finish baritones, the only baritones with satin finish I know is from Pono. So that's all I know. So, is it a Pono?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What wood?
Holy shit. How to say? It has a very full sound. Maybe spruce or cedar, and maybe mahogany or acacia for the back.
Actually, it's the all mahogany. Okay.
All mahogany.
Corey, you can.
Okay.
Or you got one more for him?
Yeah. Okay. See if you can guess this one. Starts with a M and ends with a mahogany.
Oops.
This would be hard to guess. But in a good way.
So this one is a pickup. Oh, I'm not allowed to touch the headstock.
I think that one you can. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's going to throw him off.
It has a pretty full low G sound. Oh, it has a tuner in it. So is it aNueNue?
Actually, it's Corey's Kamaka.
No! I've never. This is not fair. Okay,
Now you gotta guess the woods.
I know the woods because he told me the story about this. Corey, you want to sell it?
I never realized it had the UPTs.
I put that.
Oh,
on,
okay, okay. You
and then
do
I
that.
took the button
Oh, yeah,
from the original tuners.
Yeah.
It's really nice ukulele.
Okay, you can unline
it. Oops up.
Thanks for playing, Andreas. You did great. You guessed every brand
Almost.
to this last one, which wasn't fair.
You want to play one more song?
Yeah, we have. We got one more.
Do we have one more beer as well?
Yeah. All right. Bathroom break, and then we're going to come with a closer.
Yeah.
And then for the C to the G7 section, would you want me to come in from the very beginning during the...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do all the harmony parts.
Yes, please.
From the start. Okay.
Yes, do that. And we do the B part, the C, G, a bit softer.
Okay.
And then we don't do a break after the C.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
when it's going to the A major part.
Only the break going back to A.
Right. Exactly. And the C part should be a bit louder then again. Okay?
Okay.
Let's try.
I missed the.
I don't care.
Did it sound good?
Yeah,
It was good.
That was it.
Yeah,
That was good.
That was it.
You take it?
It was good.
Take it or leave it.
Take it. Take it. I love it.
Cool.
Andreas,
With the man's
You are-
approval.
you're a legend. I'm gonna put some links in the show notes below. One of them is gonna be to, I really appreciate every time you come and record with us. It's always awesome. I'm gonna put a link to where you were jamming with Noah Campbell and Corey during that
nice.
session, and maybe a couple other videos that were really, really sweet. And every time you're in Hawaii, you got to come by and do this with us.
I will. Next year.
We got to go to Germany.
Yes.
Yes, you have to.
Have
Yeah.
beer and
I mean, the ukulele
Sausage
world will love you.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Bring you to the best Wiener Schnitzel places. Yeah.
Wow. It's gonna be amazing.
Wait, I have to say this. That the last piece that we did was one take.
Yes.
Yes. We never did that before.
As always.
That's rare.
Tonight we
always-
did 3 in a row.
That was a home run.
Yes, it
That
was.
was,
All right.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Let us know however we can help with anything ukulele, and we'll be back next week. Aloha.
Aloha.